I'm a little bit terrified of this next interview because math was not my strong point in school. It's half the reason I picked this career, because I thought, how much math could a journalist possibly be asked to do? Not much, so I decided to become a news reporter. But the fact of the matter is, it's so important for us to learn the very basic principles of math, and we really need to start that at a young age. And what a better way to do that than to make it fun? Well, we have a mathematician here in the house this morning. This is Suzy Koontz, founder of Math and Movement. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
This is fantastic. Really nice to meet you, although you do intimidate me because you're a mathematician. But you even said when you were in school that math was difficult for you.
It was hard. I had a math teacher tell me that I would never learn math. And I proved him wrong. I went on to become an actuary, and I sent him a copy of the first book that I wrote, Survival Models Made Easy.
Fantastic, and I'm glad you did that.
Yes.
Good for you. How do we make math fun and interesting for kids? I think that's one of the reasons that I never was able to really grasp it very well, is because I found it very boring. But it doesn't have to be that way, especially during the summer months when they want to just tune out and zone out from all things school. This is a way to jump into it, literally.
Yes, so this is Math and Movement, and this is a way for kids to be physically active while they learn math. So there are math aerobics, and there are these giant floor mats that they can do. So during the summer, when they're sitting on the couch, getting them up to do the math aerobics, especially like maybe in between shows or in between games, would be great. So this one I'd like to demonstrate is the fives twist.
Okay.
So what this is what we're going to do is to take one hand and we're going to cross over and touch our toe.
I'm doing this at heel, so this should be kind of interesting.
And whisper one.
One.
And then the other hand to toe, two. Elbow to knee, three. Other side, four. Clap, five. And then we keep going on till 10. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
So by doing the cross-body movements, you integrate the left and right hemispheres of the brain, enhancing new learning.
Fascinating. Okay, that's very interesting. I don't know if you caught that, what she said, but we're trying to make sure that the brain, both sides of the brain, are tuning in on this as well. Okay,
exactly.
I like that.
And these cross-body movements and the exercise fires up the brain for maximum learning. The more we exercise, the more we learn, the faster we learn. And our research has shown that kids that use Math and Movement learn 5 times faster. 5
times faster. So teachers maybe should be paying attention to this as well. All right, talk about this big mat in front of us. What can we use this for?
Okay, so this is for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, for number sense, for factoring, for rounding, all sorts of math concepts. It all is like a big twister game. It's like hopscotch. The kids jump on it. They have fun. So for example, what you could do is to add 2-digit numbers. So what's 27 plus 12? You'd stand on 27, make 1 step to 37, and then 2 more steps.
Okay, so you're counting by tens, and then over by 2.
And over by 2.
Over by 2.
First add 10, then add 2. Or another thing you can do is just add a number. So let's say 23 plus 1. You would add 1. And then you can do subtraction with it also. The best part about it is that kids love the big visual. They love moving around. We can get kids to practice for long periods of time. Practice makes perfect. If we can have a student practice and practice, they become solid. So what Math and Movement is doing is making the practice fun.
Okay, so what is the right age range for these activities? I'm assuming if they're too young, this is going to be above what they're capable of doing.
Well, they can first start with number sense, with just counting. So they could start right here on 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just counting all of the numbers. And then that's called one-to-one correspondence, when they can actually land on the number and say the number, rather than a student that's not doing one-to-one correspondence would be saying 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they're just moving randomly.
Okay, so they can actually identify the number, step on that number, and be counting at the same time.
Yes.
Okay, we have about 30 more seconds. Can you show us this other activity over here?
This is great for multiplication. So what the students do is they jump 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, and they do that over and over again. They become solid with skip counting. Then for multiplication, you can say, what's 3 times 3? 3 jumps. 1, 2, 3. 3 times 3 is 9. What we like to do is have a clipboard and a multiplication sheet, and they put that sheet on the clipboard, they solve the problem, they just keep practicing and practicing until they become fluent.
For folks at home that may have a toddler, maybe 2, 3 years old on their hands, where do we start? What's the right activity just to start with when they're that young?
I would start going out in the driveway and making a big long number line and having them walk and say those numbers over and over again.
1, 2, go on.
Yes,
Okay, learn
yes.
just that basic counting skill and
Yes.
identifying the numbers as they
And
say
in the
them.
grocery store, count your steps. Count the cars, counting everything. It's called the counting stage. And getting your student to count and count, your child to count and count.
Next stage, kindergarten, what should we still be focusing about that age?
Okay, that's still a lot of counting at that age, but then after that, what we want them to do is to start doing the whisper loud counting. My book, The Math and Movement Training Manual, has tons of different ideas. So for example, it would be 1, 2, 3, basic ideas, and then moving up to higher and higher numbers.
Fantastic. Where can folks go for more information on this?
Mathandmovement.com.
Mathandmovement.com, and then even goofballs like me with a brain that always falls out of my head. We can learn this stuff at the same time as well. The whole family can get better at math. Thanks so much,
Right.
Suzy, for coming in. Mathandmovement.com. Very inspiring this morning.